Hi, it's Theresa. Thank you for joining me today. As promised, today's video will be showing several cards made from scraps from the Happiness Lives Here Scrapbook Workshop by Close to My Heart. There will be several techniques shown in this video and several different types of cards. And let's get to crafting. Grab this base piece of paper, and I am going to use this as a base and attach it to my card. So we will take this card, and we're actually going to use the leftovers from Happiness Lives Here, which is this piece right here. Just the sticker sheet basically is what we're going to do, and we're going to use these two strips of the sticker sheet. Happiness Lives Here is a scrapbook workshop. If you haven't watched my videos, it's a scrapbook workshop that these are the remaining items that I have left, and so I'm going to make use of them, and what I call this my Scrap This and Scrap That series. In this particular case, I'm going to use the leftovers from that workshop. So here's what I'll do here. I want this to be on a diagonal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. And I know it looks like I'm wasting a lot of paper, but I do have a lot of this paper remaining. So I'm going to take this, line it up, and adhere it. Make sure it's straight. And I'm not too concerned about that piece because of the fact that I will be covering it with those strips that I just showed you. Trim off these edges. There may be an easier way to do that that doesn't require you to cut this paper in this manner, but I work with it. This one will become a vase at a later point in a different card. So there's my bottom piece. Next, I will attach pieces, these remaining sticker items. I'm going to give it just a little bit more room. Still have a piece of that left. Guarantee you I can probably use it. And last but not least, I'll take this piece and line it up. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the stamp set that I picked up to do this. And this is an old stamp set, so I'll link it for you if you'd like to try to see if you can find it. I don't think you will, but what you can do is find stamp sets just like them. And I'm going to go ahead and watercolor these so that it's a more soft, subtle look. But I have the V marked on this side because I stamped two images on this side in Versamark ink. And this image, which you can see needs a little work, but this image is in regular black Memento ink. But I'm doing that on purpose because what I like to do is I'd like to color them and then make a decision after I've done. I do that quite often. I'll stamp several copies and then make a decision if I like it better in the watercolor or in the tri-blend markers by Spectrum More. Another technique that I don't always show in my videos, but I will show in this one, is I'm actually going to put water to the paper. Again, not watercolor paper. I don't have a lot of watercolor paper. It's a little bit more pricey, so I don't have them. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on the marker so that it will be a little bit lighter. But as you can see, it's leaving a very nice color, but fading out at the end. A little bit more color there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and fade them at the end. I'm going to play a little bit of music for you so that you can watch as I go through. I've showed this several times in videos, but I wanted to take a minute to show you again. I have Distress Oxide ink, pickled raspberries, and I just happen to have my square pad. It's an old one, and I needed to have some kind of color that goes with this background. And so I've grabbed it. It's very juicy, so you can see it's a little bit harsh, but I'm okay with that because this is just going to be the bottom of the vase. As you can see, I've already done the other side, but I wanted to show you this. So, and I wanted to also give you another little tip. In our stamp sets that come to you, they come with this inserted. I don't really need it anymore. It just tells you how to take care of your stamps. So what I do is I hold on to them and I use them for two things. So a little bit of a tip for you. I use it for ink blending, obviously, because I don't have an ink blending mat, and it saves me a little bit of money. And then the other thing is I also use these when I need to get some layers on something, and these will be my bottom layers. Just the leftover piece of paper, and it works out great. If I need 2 or 3 layers on top of below something, I'll take these and I'll use my die cuts or whatever method, you know, fussy cutting, whatever I need. And I could possibly use this underneath my vase to give it some dimension. I probably have this somewhere, but for me it's just as easy sometimes when I'm trying to come up with my design is I just go through and I draw it. I turn this over because I think this is the side that I'm going to use, and I'm going to draw just the vase that I'm looking for, and that'll be the base of my flowers. And I like this rounded bottom, so I'll fussy cut this. Very nice and simple, and I have a cute little vase to go with my flowers. Now, as I mentioned, I was going to put this on a piece of temporary tape, but I've decided I'm not going to do that. And what I did do is I took my ink blending tool and I went ahead and made a few more of these so that it looks a little bit more consistent if anybody's looking at it. I'll go ahead and tape these, and then I'll fussy cut all 3 of them out. And then I colored this flower because I'm thinking about just taking this flower and putting it on top here, because I think I want the lighter color to be more visible on the flower vase here. So that's my plan, that's what I'm looking at, and I'll get that fussy cut out and be right back. Okay, I am now going to start start putting things together, I decided that I wanted to use more of the scraps from Happiness Lives Here, so I built my own vase. I continued to use the pickled raspberry. So I built a vase over here on the other side. I did that so that I had a good visual as to what it was going to look like. It'll go right here. And then I wanted to look and see if I wanted to put any type of greeting on the front. That was part of the reason for doing this. And I made a decision that I would put something here. So I'm going to put some things, get better with age, or happy birthday, one of the two. I'm adding my VersaFine black onyx ink. Just to be safe, I'm going to put a little bit more cushion over here. And I'm going to put it as close to the side as I, and that turned out just as I wanted it to. Next, I'll add my Love from Lizzie strips. I'll look for a medium-sized strip because I want to actually put some separation between this blue, and I'm going to put a little bit of an overlap on the back. Want a little bit of an overlap there, so I'll add those to the back, to the front. On the example that you see that I attached in the very front of this video, I have a very different flower. I do that quite often. I start with one idea and then I expand it. So I used a different set of Love from Lizzie. I used more of the Happiness Lives Here, and I changed up the greeting just a bit. So we'll put our vase here, closer down to the bottom. I'm actually going to do this base first, and then I'll work on the inside of the card. And for those of you who have not joined me, I do use art glitter glue quite a bit, and there's a reason for that. In the videos, it allows me to have a little bit of time to move things around, and I like the fact that it is really strong glue. I've had this for a very, very long time, so I don't have to worry about the fact that I've had it so long. I use very little of it when I do. I don't need a lot. So I'll put this here. Don't worry about anything that creeps out because it's not it will not show up. It dries clear. I've left a little bit of a border here on my base so I don't have to worry about the sides. I want to balance that out a little bit. I'm not going to stick it down just yet. I'm just going to lay it there. Again, just positioning. So there is my flower arrangement. So I am now going to put the information on the inside, may even decorate the inside also. So if you remember, on my base, it says some things get better with age. And this one will say, you are definitely one of them. And then it will also say, happy birthday. Now normally I line this up on my stamping platform, but I'm not using that today, so we're going to try the best we can to get that lined up. There you go. Now, I'll add the happy birthday. Before I end up making a mess, I gotta clean my hands. I don't know about you, but I tend to get messy. We'll line this up. And there you have it. And I'll put the whole thing together in just a few minutes. Okay, now that we're finished with this, we can put the base onto the top and finish this card up. Normally I put ATG gun, but did not do that this time. I think this turned out really cute. I'm kind of liking it. We're going to use some of the white opal liquid pearls to kind of give it a little sparkle. Put a few dots here. Okay, that should do it. Get those to settle in, and we are finished with this card using the leftover scraps from Happiness Lives Here. So as always, if you are interested in seeing more of these designs, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button so that you see the new videos as they come out. Okay, have a watercolor video coming out in the next couple days, and we'll be back with more. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.